Welcome to the video. Today I'm going to be sharing with you what's in my camera bag. A few days ago I flew from London to Abu Dhabi here in the United Arab Emirates, and I thought it'd be the perfect opportunity to share with you what's in my camera bag. I'm a hybrid shooter, so I shoot predominantly photos, but I shoot video for these YouTube videos, as well as the fact that I do various different types of trips. So sometimes I'll go on a specific photo trip with friends, or sometimes indeed, like this one, I'm on an R&R trip, but there'll be some really good opportunities to take some photos and capture some video as well. So I fine-tuned and tweaked my bag over the years to try and fit for both of these occasions. Occasionally I'll put different bits and pieces in, but on the whole I've got it trimmed down to quite a light carry that's really functional and gets really good high quality photos and video. So if that's a bit of you, hopefully you find this useful. Stick with me and I'm going to run through everything that's in the bags themselves, and I do hope you enjoy the video. I've recently converted my whole system to the Nomatic Peter McKinnon line. I am using the everyday backpack, which I find absolutely fabulous. On a trip like this, I put everything in there because it carries my laptop and all of my accessories. And then when I get on a trip like this, I picked up the sling bag, which I also made a video about recently. You can check it out up here. Absolutely loving this bag, and perfect for a trip like this where sometimes just want to pop out in the daytime. As I said, it's not a photo specific trip, but I do want to really have my camera with me in a lot of situations. This is a lot lighter of a carry, and you may well see I'm already starting to sweat. It's currently 42 degrees here at the moment, and this, let me tell you, is a lot cooler and lighter to carry than a big backpack if you don't need absolutely everything and the kitchen sink with you. I am using the Sony A7C, which is a full frame Sony E-mount camera. Brilliant little camera, really small form factor. It's actually in a similar body to the A600 range, so it's really light, but you get all the benefits of the full frame. Again, I've made a video about this over a year ago actually when I picked it up, so you can check that out up here if you're more interested in that. Lens-wise, I carry the Samyang 35mm 1.8 lens. If I had to pick one lens, this could be it, because I could just go for a walkabout in the daytime with that. Really nice, and because it's 1.8, you get that depth of field. Secondly, I use my Nifty 50, so I've just got the 1.8 Sony 50, which is really light and really small. In fact, all my lenses are really light and really small. This is nice if you want to pick out a few details. Quite nice for some portrait shots. Again, actually could be put on the camera to carry around all day long. I find it quite a versatile lens. And in addition to that, on my camera at the moment, so I can't show you, is my 24mm 2.8, which of course is my wide angle lens that I can use for vlogging. I can use it for any kind of video or landscapes really. Also a very nice and compact lens. On the front of that, I use the Peter McKinnon VND 2-5 stops by Polar Pro. Really nice filter, essential for video work. Love the way that it has a cap that goes on the front. And then in terms of audio and sound, at the moment I am using a Sony Lav wireless mic, which is really good for making videos like this. But if I'm on the go, I will use this Rode Video Micro, which is again light, doesn't require a battery in it, so you don't have to worry about turning it on or switching on in your bag or running out, so that's very good. And all of that sits atop this, I think it's called the Mantis Pod by PGY Tech. Really good little tripod. It's quite versatile. You can flip it out like that. You can hang it on things. You can use it to vlog with, like so, which is quite good. I actually made a video a few months ago when I was traveling in Spain about my whole vlogging setup. So if you're more interested in the vlogging kind of stuff, you can check that out here, where I went into things in a little bit more detail. But for photography and video on the whole, that little setup is really not too heavy. It fits in my small camera cube, which fits in the Peter McKinnon everyday backpack really nicely. It's not too heavy, it's not too bulky, and you can just mix and match things pretty simply. It also all fits within that sling bag that I talked about at the beginning. There are a couple of essential accessories for my camera, especially when taking photos and traveling, and they're both made by Peak Design. Firstly is the sling strap here, which I have for the mirrorless camera system. I think it's a slightly lighter weight one. This is absolutely golden. It's perfect. A lot of the times I won't even take the sling bag. I'll just take probably my 35mm lens with this sling, crossbody, job's done. You're pretty safe with it. It's pretty easy to use. You can swing it around. You can actually take a photo with it pretty simply. And it's also quite useful when you're taking video. You can pull it taut around your neck and you can get some semi sort of stabilized gimbal shots with it. So that's a really, really nice thing to always have in the bag, and it feels quite secure. Secondly is the Peak Design capture clip. When I went on a trip recently to Germany and Switzerland, I did a lot of hiking, and it's the clip that sits nicely on, tapping my microphone, sits on the strap of my backpack, and you can just slot the camera in and out of there. I found that I use the camera so much more because when you're hiking, you cannot be keep taking the backpack off, putting it down, unpacking the camera, take it out, take a shot, put it back. This was perfect. I got so many more shots with my camera because I just had it right there, so I couldn't recommend that highly enough. And for a small setup like the A7C, absolutely perfect. Didn't feel too heavy, felt very secure and very safe on the whole. In addition to all of my camera gear, my tech gear that comes with me is my Apple MacBook Pro. I use the 13-inch M1 chip. It's the very original M1 chip that they brought out maybe 2-3 years ago. Love it. Super light laptop. It's actually really, really thin. Fits in my bag so easily. I can pop it out on planes, trains, wherever you like. You can carry it around, you can walk around with it, you can set up with it. Of course, it doesn't have a massive screen. When I'm at home, I plug it into an external monitor, but I've edited loads of videos, loads of photos on the go. In terms of power, I personally have no problem. Of course, it could be more powerful, but I managed to edit these full YouTube videos in 4K and my special effects and color grading. Really, to be honest, no major issues. So absolutely really love this machine for doing everything I need to. I also use a SanDisk SSD, external SSD, just to A, back things up when I'm on the go, and B, just to sometimes as a little bit of extra memory. When traveling especially, I always carry an external power bank. This was an absolute game changer, again, when I was in Germany, because it powered my drone on the go. I didn't have time at the time to pick up spare batteries for my drone, and this did the job nicely. I was able to plug my drone into this, chuck it in the back of the car while we went to the next location, and it proved absolutely invaluable. So I have a little pouch that has all of my cables in. It has some USB-C, some lightning cables, everything that I need to charge my camera, my phone, the drone, plug these kind of little discs into my computer, and of course my laptop charger itself. Pouches, the way forward. Have another pouch with my own bits and pieces in it, plasters, paracetamol, lip balm, all that kind of good stuff. You need to be comfortable while you're on the road. And those pouches, I like pouches. They are from a shop in London called Muji. In fact, I think they have them around the world. I think I've even seen one here in the UAE. Really, really good for getting organised. So if you need to get all your stuff organised, I highly recommend to check them out. I'll put the website down below. They have some really, really cool stuff if you're a bit of an organisation freak like me. One essential addition to my photo kit is my iPhone. I use the iPhone 13 Pro and I shoot loads on it. I shoot photos and video on it, and it's really, really great for adding to stories because I've always got it on me and I can always shoot a quick picture with that, and the quality is really, really very good. There is one more thing which I don't have with me on this trip, but sometimes will come in my camera bag, which is my drone, as I already mentioned. I use the DJI Mavic Mini Pro 3. I think that's in the right order. Love it. I'm going to make a video on it when I get back home because I've got some amazing footage that I got over the summer in Europe. I can't fly it with any confidence here in the UAE, so I left it back home in London, but I will be making a follow-up video on that, and it is definitely a key part to my photography gear, just not for this trip. So I hope you found this video useful and took something away from it. Drop me a comment below if you did enjoy it, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next video. And as promised, sweating. Time to jump in the pool.